Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Afro Belle channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be an informative video about the difference between bases and primers. I know that whenever I first started doing makeup and they would talk about bases and primers as far as eyeshadows, I didn't know what the difference was. I thought that they were one and the same, but they are two different products, and I'm going to explain the difference today. The first thing is a primer, and the primer is actually, it sets the foundation for your eyeshadow. If you go through the day and you put on your eyeshadow first thing in the morning and your eyeshadow is, dull by the end of the day, or it's not as intense as it was at the beginning of the day, it's probably because you don't have on a primer. Also, a lack of a primer will also cause your colors to crease. You wonder where the creasing comes from? It's probably because you don't have a primer. So a primer is just that base to make sure that everything stays in place and that your eyeshadow doesn't crease, and and so that your colors can still keep their color and intensity throughout the day. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a base. A base is basically something that you put on on top of your primer and up under your eyeshadow to make your colors more vibrant. Okay, so for instance, if you want to take a white base, that'll make those colors that are hard to show up, especially on dark skin, it'll make them more true to color. And so that's the purpose of bases. Bases usually are like a white or a black. Those are basic bases. And then other bases will be colors according to the eyeshadow that you're going to be putting on top of it. For instance, if you have a blue eyeshadow, it's good to put a blue base under that blue eyeshadow to make your eyeshadow more true to color and more vibrant. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of examples. I'm going to take a blue eyeshadow, and this eyeshadow is Fresh Water by MAC. I'm going to take a green eyeshadow, and this eyeshadow is Humid by MAC. I'm going to take like a pink colored eyeshadow. And this eyeshadow is Hepcat by MAC. And I'm going to take a purple, and this is Parfait Amour, all by MAC. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference when you without a base and without a primer, what your eyeshadows will look like. Okay, so the very first one I'm going to test for you is the blue eyeshadow. And for the blue eyeshadow, I'm actually using a blue base. Okay, and this is called Pure Creation by MAC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that Pure Creation. I'm going to place it on my hand. Okay, that's setting a base. Next, I'm going to take the actual eye color, the Fresh Water eye color, and I'm going to place that right on top. Okay, and this is how Fresh Water looks on top of your base. Okay, if you notice, it is very close to what it appears in the pan. See that? Okay, let me show you what Fresh Water looks like without a base. Okay, look at that. You see how intense that is, and then how dull that looks? That is the difference. That's what a base does. Okay, that is with a blue base. A lot of people also use a white base up under whatever color that they're trying to make more vibrant. A lot of people use milk to do that. And so right here on the other side of that, I'm going to just put a little bit of milk right there. And I'm going to go ahead and put that color on top. Okay. And as you can see, that is what it looks like. Okay. So you can either use a white base up under your blue, or you can use a blue base up under your blue. But look at just how dull that is in the middle. Okay. So you want to make sure that you use a good base. A base can be anything. You can use actual bases from cosmetic companies that are used, that, you know, their purpose is to be used as a base. Or you can use lipstick. You can use creams. Anything that has color to it that is kind of sticky, has a little sticky, something for the color to adhere to. A lot of creams. I'll say like a creamy type of product will be a good base for your eyeshadows, okay? So yeah, I used Pure Creation by MAC for that blue color. Let's try a different color. I'm going to try this green, the Humid, and I'm going to swatch with the colored base. And this is just a little cheap pencil that I got. It's like a shadow pencil, but it has that creamy texture to it. And I'm going to put that on, I'm going to put that Humid on top of that color. And then I'm going to put Humid on Bare. Humid Bare doesn't even show up on my skin. And I'm just steady patting. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. Okay? So, we'll try two more. I'm going to try that pink. With this pink, I'm going to use the MAC paint pot called Idyllic. I think that's it. Idyllic. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't want y'all teasing me for being illiterate. Okay. That's what Idyllic looks like. Okay. It's close to the pink color. See? I'm going to put Hepcat on top of that. And I'm going to put Hepcat on there by itself. And this is another color that just does not show up without that base. See that? That's with the base. And this is without. I can barely see that. See? Maybelline also has started selling some eyeshadows called Color Tattoo, and these are cream eyeshadows. These type of products are what's good. Those NYX pencils, these type of things, any kind of shadow pencils that you have that kind of got that creamy texture, these are all good products to use as a base. Okay, and this is the Maybelline eyeshadow in, what color is it? Painted Purple. So there's that color, the base. And I'm just going to place the purple on top of there. These colors come out so gorgeous when you use a base. And then I'm going to swatch it without the base. It really does not matter what kind of eyeshadows you use, and what I mean when I say that is between high-end brand eyeshadows and store, you know, your drugstore eyeshadows. Look at that. That's with the base, and that's without the base. Difference. So that's showing the difference between those two. It doesn't matter, like I said, if you're buying drugstore eyeshadows or you're buying eyeshadows like MAC or NARS or anything like that, if you do not have a base, you're not going to do those colors any justice. You can make a drugstore eyeshadow look like a high-end eyeshadow if you put on a base, if you put on the proper products, and of course if you use the right brushes and things like that, but we'll get into that in a different informational video. But that was just to simply show you why it's so important to have a base. You will not get the color payoff that you want unless you have a base. If you look at my Peacock tutorial, those colors that I used in that Peacock tutorial would not show up if it was not for this NYX pencil, okay? And this NYX pencil is in milk, in case you want to know. But those make a big difference. Real quick before I end this video, I'm going to show you the difference between wearing your products with a primer versus not wearing a primer. So these are, like I said, primers are supposed to keep your stuff in place. Okay, so I rubbed a little there on that pinky side, as you can see, and I'm just going to rub that in. When you rub it in, it almost turns into a sheer type of finish. Okay, so you can use any kind of color. I know the most, I mean, you can use any, you can use the base and you can put any color on top of it because it's practically clear. And the most popular primer out there is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Alright, I'm going to go back to that blue again. And I'm just going to pat that in place. And I'm going to pat it on my hand without the primer. And now that I'm looking at it, these primers actually hold that color also. Okay. Those are the two on my hand. This is the one with the primer. This is the one without. I'm going to take my little makeup wipe from MAC. And these are the makeup remover wipes that you buy from there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and wrap it around my finger like this so we get it even. Okay. And I'm going to take the back of my hand and I'm going to rub. Okay. See that? That blue is still there. This one is practically gone. Okay. So see what I'm saying? Let's see. Yep. So that just shows you how much better your eyeshadows can stay in place if you have on your primer. I hope this video was very informative. Like I said, I didn't know the difference, and so hopefully this video will help you learn the difference between the two. And hopefully, after seeing this, if you didn't know the difference, you know the difference now, and you'll definitely see a difference in applying your eyeshadow. Thank you, and please tune in to my next video. Thanks for watching.